The Parliament in 1976 enacted the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act that transferred the subject of education to the list 3 or concurrent list. The Parliament in 1976 enacted the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. The Parliament in 1976 enacted the Constitution Amendment Act. The Parliament in 1976 enacted the Constitutional Amendment enacted the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act enacted the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. Enacted the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. The Parliament in the Parliament in 1976 enacted the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. The Parliament in 1976 enacted the the Parliament in 1976 enacted the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act that transferred the subject of education from the list 3 to the concurrent list. That transferred the subject of education from the list 3 to the list they transfer the subject of education from the state list to the concurrent list. The Parliament in 1976 enacted the 42nd Amendment Act that transferred the subject of education from the state list to the concurrent list. From state list to the concurrent list. And the Parliament in 1976 enacted the 42nd Constitutional Amendment that 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act that transferred from the subject of education from the state list to the concurrent list. Concurrent list. The Parliament in 1936 enacted the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act that transferred the Parliament in 1976 enacted the Constitutional 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act that transferred the subject of education from the state list to the concurrent list. The governor has discretionary power to reserve a bill of the state legislature or for the consideration of the president. So the Article 356 in Part 18 of the Constitution, the Article 356, the Article 356, the Article 356, the Article 356 in Part 18, Part 18 of the Constitution, the Article 56 in the Part 18 of the Constitution provides for the proclamation of emergency by the President in any state. The Article 366 in the Part 18 of the Constitution, Part 18 of the Constitution provides for the emergency proclamation of emergency by the president in any state, and Article 356 Part 18 of the Constitution provides for the proclamation of emergency in any state where there is a breakdown of constitutional machinery, either based on the report on the governor or even otherwise. The Article 356 in Part 18 of the Constitution provides for the proclamation of emergency in the state due to the constitutional machinery breakdown. Proclamation of emergency in the state. Emergency in the state. Uh, Emergency in the state due to the breakdown of constitutional machinery and due to the breakdown of constitutional machinery due to the breakdown of constitutional machinery due to the breakdown of constitutional machinery. Article 356 in the Part 18 of the Constitution provides for the breakdown of the Article 356 in Part 18 of the Constitution provides for the proclamation of emergency in the state and the state proclamation of emergency by the president in any state due to the breakdown of constitutional machinery, whether based on the report of the governor or even otherwise, either based on the report of the governor or even otherwise. The All India services are created under the Article 312 of the Constitution. All India services are created under Article 312 of the Constitution. All India services all India services All India services All India services are created under Article 312 of the Constitution, created under the Article 310 under the Article 312 of the Constitution, created under the Article 312 of the Constitution. All India services are created under Article 312 of the Constitution. All India services are created under the Article 312 of the Constitution. All India services are created under the Article 312 of the Constitution. All India services are created under the Article 312 of the Constitution. All India services are created under the Article 312 of the Constitution. All India services are created under the Article 312 of the Constitution. Article 262 of the Constitution, Parliament enacted the Interstate River Water Dispute Act 1956. Article 262 of the Constitution of the Parliament enacted the Interstate River Water Dispute Act 1956. Article 262 of the Constitution of the Parliament enacted the Interstate River Water Dispute Act. So the first Administrative Reforms Commission was formed in 1966. The first Administrative Reforms Commission Act. The first Administrative Reforms Commission Act was formed in 1966, initially under the leadership of Morarji Desai and later on by Hanumantaya. The first Administrative Reforms Act, the first Administrative Reforms Act, the first Administrative Reforms Act Reforms Act Commission was formed in 1956. The first Administrative Reforms Commission was formed in 1966 initially. Was formed in 1966 initially. Uh, the first Administrative Reforms Commission was formed in 1966 initially. The first Administrative Reforms Commission was formed initially in 1966 under the chairmanship of Morarji Desai, and later on by Hanuman under the chairmanship of Morarji Desai, and later on by Hanumantaya. So the first administrative reforms of 1966 was formed in 1966 under the chairman of Morarji Desai, and later on by Hanumantaya, first by Morarji Desai, and later on by Hanumantaya. The second administrative reforms was passed in constitutional in 2005 under the chairman of Veerappa Moily and later on by V. Ramachandran. The second Administrative Reforms Act. The second Administrative Reforms Act. The second Administrative Reforms Act was formed. The second Administrative Reforms Act was passed in the Administrative Reforms Act was passed in 2005. The second Administrative Reforms Act was passed in 2005. Was passed in 2005 under the chairmanship of initially Veerappa Moily and later on by V. Ramachandran. The second Administrative Reforms Act was passed in was constituted in the second Administrative Reforms Act was constituted in 2005 under the chairmanship of Veerappa Moily and later on by under the chairmanship of Veerappa Moily and later on by chairmanship of Veerappa Moily and later on by V. Ramachandran. Under the chairmanship of Veerappa Moily and later on by V. Ramachandran and later on by V. Ramachandran. The second administration act of 2005 was constitution to the chairman of Veerappa Moily and later on by V. Ramachandran.